Welcome to Meet the Polymaker. I'm your host, Joel, and welcome to today's show. Normally I'm prepared. I almost forgot. I'm like, oh wait, here's the timer. I probably should put the jacket on. So, needless to say, I don't always wear this jacket. You guys now know the secret. Cat's out of the bag. So, we are here to talk every week about some 3D printing news, share some community prints, and ultimately meet a new maker every single week. We're going on almost 40 weeks, going strong. You guys have supported this long, appreciate it. We've got more people to come each and every week, so thank you all for all the support. And right back to supporting you guys with some free filament, type in I am awesome in chat if you have not done so. At the end of the show, we do a drawing for a chance to win a spool of filament from Polymaker. That is worldwide. It does not matter where you are, US, Canada, completely international. I don't think we've ever shipped to Antarctica. Probably don't, but you know, test the system. We'll see what happens. But with that said, I'm going to try to move through because we are keeping somebody up super late. So I'm going to move through this relatively quick, a little bit less. So first off in the news, we have a lot of announcements. I couldn't put them all jam-packed into one show. I try to do 5 headlines. And again, I want to keep this one kind of, pretty quick for our guest. But Prusa, of course, has announced their Prusa Core 1. It's their not first take on Core XY. But either way, it's their newest, latest, and greatest printer. It's going to tout the same specs for the most part as the MK4S, 250 by 220 by 270 build platform. The chamber is capable of reaching up to 55 degrees Celsius, featuring an active temp control. They tout 10 minutes from unpacking to printing with a one-time calibration. So they do make good product. Now with where this is at in the market, we'll have to see. I mean, until it's really out and people are messing with it, playing with it, if it is just a direct print, it could be more turnkey than bamboo. Never know till it's out here, but it does have a steel exoskeleton. The price is starting at $11.99 assembled. Shipping and arrives, they expect January 2025. $9.49 for the kit, which is not yet available. And then also they're estimating about March of next year to have the upgrade kit available, and that is strictly only upgradable if you have an MK4S, not the MK4. It has to be upgraded to the S. It has to be an MK4S upgraded, and now you're going to be losing a lot of parts from it. It's a crazy plan, but if you're really wanting that enclosed printer, it's not yet available, like I said, but about $449 is what the price of that upgrade kit is. Joseph said that it's slightly faster than the MK4S, so we'll see. Again, we've got, I'd say, probably a month until we start seeing it in videos, so stay tuned. Next up, another one, we have kind of a ×2 here. Anycubic is their main child here for the new year is going to be, or really the end of year, because I believe it's a December release for their Cobra S1. That is their take on the enclosed printer. Everybody wants to say the bamboo clone, but it is their take on Core XY. Enclosed printer, does work with the Ace Pro. It's going to tout 250 by 250 by 250, 600 millimeter speed. That's kind of the normal these days. One thing, it does have a little bit extra than a lot do right now in the market in the same area. It's got a 320 degrees Celsius hot end, so it increases that from 300 that most are based at. It's also touting a single-handed disassemblable hot end. It's a mouthful. Sam had to say it earlier today. But again, it's compatible with the Ace Pro. Competitive price, we don't know. Your thoughts out there in chat land of what you think, but they don't have a price yet, but they say it's very, very competitive. Possibly a December release with a larger one releasing next year, tentatively. Also, real quick too, they didn't have much focus on, but the Cobra 3 Max, which is a 420 by 420 by 500, same speed. Not sure on the hot end if it's going to be a 300 degree hot end. It looks the same as the Cobra 3, so I would imagine so, but again, we don't know a whole lot of information. We do know it's compatible with the Ace Pro, so multicolor up to 8 colors. And right now the combo 3, or the Cobra 3 combo, is $379 on sale for the whole kit and caboodle. The price on the Max, we don't know. I think they're looking January, February of announcing it or maybe releasing it. Again, not a whole lot there, but this is going to be the largest platform or largest build plate for fast printing and multicolor. If it prints like the Cobra 3, it's going to do really well. So we will see how that fares when it comes out. Next up is a Uniformation GK3 Ultra. This is a resin printer, so some of you might shoo away and not really care too much about this, but it is a resin printer. It's a 16K mono LCD. The build platform is 300 by 160 by 300, so that is huge for a resin printer, especially for the price. It's about $12.99. Not about, it is. It's $12.99.99. It's pre-orderable right now. If you want to bump up and get the matching wash and cure station, which are awesome. The cure station has like a 3-stage cleaning, or not cure, but wash station. 3-stage cleaning, rotates the plate, dips it, and does that like 3 times, so it covers the whole platform. That was really cool. If you were part of the live earlier today, we got to see it on short form through the live with David from Sideline View Station. But it's going to be a 2 to 3 seconds per layer speed, smart auto detecting heat system. Right there, Joe. Here's your go-to. Auto resin feeding system, and then USB Wi-Fi. So if you're into resin, like I said, for $1,300, it's not cheap, but for the build platform, the size you're getting, and the quality, I've heard nothing but great things about Uniformation. That might be your go-to resin if you're wanting to give yourself a Christmas gift this year. And next up, we're going to talk about the world's largest, they're touting it, the world's largest single-piece 3D metal 3D printed rocket thruster. This is going to be developed by E+3D. They're working with an engineering service, Leap 7, and they've worked together to create this thruster. It is 1.3 meters tall. Again, single piece design, no parts and pieces. It's all printed in place. And that's a thruster that is capable of 200 kN of thrust. And I believe that's a 200,000 newtons of thrust. Not very scientific, so don't quote me on that. And it is using high performance, depending where you're at, high performance aluminum alloy or high performance aluminium alloy. Both are right. Aluminum is a US standard, so I looked that up just in case people want to argue. 40 times more thrust power than a previously released TKL5 engine that was released earlier this year, or tested earlier this year. The machine they printed this on, 650 by 650 by 1600 millimeters build size, so a relatively large build size. And of course, it's metal 3D printing. It uses 6 500-watt lasers, and completing the thruster in about 354 hours. So not a quick print, but I mean, when you're going up in an engine, yeah, there you go. And last but not least, we've talked about shoes, we talked about fashion. Nike is now, Adidas has done it, I think Puma's done it. Nike has now entered somewhat into the realm with their Nike Air Max 1000. They're collabing with none other than Zellerfeld. If you've heard me talk about 3D printed shoes before, Zellerfeld is the name in 3D printing shoes right now. Custom 3D printed shoes. They collaborated with, Nike collaborated with them on an almost fully 3D printed design. The first Air Max was released in 1987. This is a modernized take on the Air Max 1. And as you see in the picture, it has that iconic air bubble. So that's kind of known for the Air Max. You shoe aficionados probably can point out a lot more little subtleties, but I don't know it. And we're not sure if they're going to be for sale. Right now, there's no price, no ETA. They were shown and released at ComplexCon, and they might just be limited for that, kind of test the market. I'm not sure. No other information on that right now. So we will have to wait and see what comes from Nike in the future. But that is it for the news, and we're going to head to the print show-offs. These prints are all taken from our Show Off Prints channel and our Discord at discord.polymaker.com. You too can share your prints and possibly have them shared on the show. I was going to say the site. Yeah, either way. This print is going to be by Mad Isle. This is actually also modeled by Mad Isle and is the goldfish. I thought just for the fact there's a lot of today's are modeled by the same person that printed them, which that's, I don't know, Mad Isle, I haven't talked with them, but if that's a kind of an initial design that they've worked on, I'm way behind on skill level there, because that's it looks great. I don't know if it's available. Watch Show Off Prints. I did ask in a thread on their post to see if it is available, if they want to share it, in case you want to print it yourself. I just haven't had a response yet because I wait to the last minute on everything. Next up is a print by Turbo, and this is a design by Hold Control, or Hold_Control, and Sour Patch Kids. We've seen a lot of these prints lately. Pezlos have done some super colorful ones. This one I thought was a very, very clean TPU. Unfortunately, it's not Polymaker. We don't have a purple TPU yet. Who knows? But it is printed very nice. It's a squishy Sour Patch Kid. You can't go wrong. You know, it's sweet then sour, and then you can throw it at each other. Next up is going to be a print by NK7. And this is also a model by NK7 available on things. It's the Glorious Baby Dragon. I didn't fit it all in there. It's actually Glorious Baby Dragon extra long version, because this is a very long version of it. This is printed in our dual matte chameleon, which I thought the first pictures he showed me, I actually talked with him through Instagram, were awesome. And this just, it shows that color nice, and I think it worked perfect for this. So he's got a lot of other pictures if you look at the his post on things, and you can see even better pictures. So there's like 6 of them. Next up, we have a print by Alcor23. This is the Atomic Dragon modeled by Toymaker 3D. That is available on toymaker3d.com. Maker with no E, just like you see on the screen there. And this is, I bought the file a long time ago. I've seen this a while back. It's in my projects to do. I love, every time I see them, they're in different colors. They look amazing, so I wanted to share this. This is fully articulating. I don't know how many parts. Eventually I'll find out, because I will print it one day. One day, I promise. And last but not least, we have a print by Silverback, and this is a Mad Moxie bookmark set by McLean's Memories. And this guy, he has this posted on Maker's World, does a ton. It's a Hue Forge bookmark. He usually does bookmark sets of 3, and like just scrolling through trying to find the link for this one, he does a ton. If you have a certain genre or a certain show or a certain whatever that you like, he's probably got one done, because it just, they all turned out really great. This one, Silverback, actually ran out of purple, switched to the Celestial, and you can't really tell here. If you look and show off prints and zoom into the picture, it's got a nice little sparkle or shimmer from that Celestial. So happy accidents. So thank you all for sharing. That is it for the show offs this week. We're going to break for commercial, and then as soon as we're back from there, we're going to meet our next maker. So stay tuned.
Imagine owning some of the best songs about 3D printing this Discord has to offer. Polymaker presents 3D Printing Hits by Silverback and Little D, the best renditions of some of the greatest hits of all time. Hits like Hallelujah, Polly Smooth Criminal, All That She Wants Is Another Printer, Print Away,
There you go, print away.
Still the TD1, All About That Bag, No Stabbies, and Polyman.
It's a file tonight. We're all in the mood to see it extrude, 'cause you've got your printer tuned right.
Reserve your CD today with a special TV offer by going to polymaker.com and paying $39.99. Have your credit card ready. Seriously though, this music was a joke. Go buy some Polymaker.
This is Polymax PLA, the toughest PLA in the world, and today we're gonna put that to the test. I printed this very mechanical model, and we're gonna drop it from the 12th floor. You heard me well, the 12th floor. Let's go! Ready for the first drop in 3, 2, 1. Whoa, that's crazy! Not even a scratch! Let's go and check it closer. Not even a single scratch. I dropped it again from the 12th floor, and still not a single scratch. Buy your Polymax PLA right now!
Performance may vary depending on usage, individual factors, and external conditions. Individual result may vary, not a guarantee of specific outcome. Consult your professional before use. See website for details and limitations. Use responsibly.
Have you had bad customer service with your filament provider? Have you ever gotten a bad spool and never got a response when you emailed the company? Well, that won't ever happen when you reach out to Polymaker. Some people say that no company cares about you. Wrong, wrong, wrong. If you never got a response after emailing a company that you've worked with in the past, you may be entitled to better customer service. We at Polymaker pride ourselves on good customer service, and we won't ever keep you waiting for a response. Email us now at support@polymaker.com, and we'll get back to you within 1 business day. We'll fight for you.
And welcome back to the show. We are here, as always, after the commercial break. We're here to meet the maker. So, without further ado, please welcome in Igor of My Tech Fun on YouTube. Welcome in, Igor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yep, can hear you loud and clear. Welcome into the show. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
So, for those that don't know you real quick, we always start off kind of with who are you? What do you do?
Well, I'm a YouTuber, but actually I'm a teacher. I work in a university in Budapest, and also I have the YouTube channel My Tech Fun. And well, I like to do testings because I like to connect my hobby with my workplace. And yes, I test a lot of filaments, printers, equipment, and similar.
So now with like the testing itself, is it more just reviews on printers or kind of stress testing them? Same with like materials. Are you doing like material testing?
No, for the printers, not really actually. I just do a review of the printer. Depends when I get the printer, because sometimes I get the printer quite early before the publishing. In that case, I do a detailed review of the printer. I take a look inside and similar. But if I get it 1 year later, in that case, I just test how it prints and similar.
Okay, and then with material, do you do a lot of like in-depth testing? I think that's kind of more your thing, isn't it?
With materials, with filaments.
I mean, is there do you mess with a lot of the nylon engineering, or do you test kind of everything? Between the poly.
Well, I test everything with what I can print on my printers. I have, Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon. I have the Kiddy XMAX 3. So all those things which I can print on this printer. So no peak, pack, and similar. But nylon, polycarbonate, ABS, PLA, PETG, carbon fiber or regular.
And I know you said you kind of mixed the 3D printing with your job. How long ago or when did you start 3D printing?
5 years ago, actually, I started 3D printing because on my previous job, I was working in engineering, plastic molding industry.
Okay.
And I had a lot of jobs there, but in the meantime, I was programming a big CNC machine, and I was missing that feeling that I design something and then when it is manufactured, I hold it in my hand. But the CNC machine is not really for the flats, so that's why I decided to buy a 3D printer.
Hey, Dad,
That's
do you
how I
remember what your
started.
first printer was? What'd you start with?
Prusa Mark III.
Okay, so you had a good start then. Do you still have it in your lineup, or is it gone?
No, now I have a Mark IV.
Mark IV, nice. Upgrade. Now, have you thought about upgrading to the 4S, and then now I think the Prusa 1 is the new thing?
I will see. Yes, I can see it can be upgraded, but I will see because I don't really need it, but I'm curious about it. That's why I bought the Mark IV. So I bought this printer because I was curious about the changes and improvements. And I don't know, probably I will do these upgrades sooner or later. But now next 3 or 4 months, I'm extremely busy. I have so many boxes waiting here for the testing and reviews and similar. I don't really accept new reviews until I don't clear all these boxes. But
Understandable.
I have space for the fiber filaments in my
Yeah,
schedule.
we'll definitely get those over to you for testing. You can always make room for more filament. That's the universal language there. Now,
Physically, yes, but for time schedule, it's
oh
that's
yeah,
the critical part.
no, there you go. Now, with all the printers that you do kind of review and use yourself, do you like more of the ones that are assembled, or do you like more of the ones you have to put together, so it takes a little bit more hands on?
Well, at the beginning, it was very interesting to buy a kit. For example, Mark III, I bought the kit and I assembled it myself, and that's why I learned how it works actually. So it was very useful. But now I appreciate those printers which I don't have to assemble. I just take it out of the box, maybe just few things put together, and then it's ready for printing. And actually, with Bambole printers, I have a very much easier job now because they have quite a lot of good prepared profiles for many filaments.
Oh yeah.
And I think most of the Polymaker filaments are included in those profiles. So just use those settings.
And I think we're working on some fiberons to be on there, officially. Well, we'll see. Time will tell. We got many teams working on many things, but yeah, I think how you said is kind of starting off with ones that you build and you learn how it works. I think that's what a lot of us do, and I think then after years of being into it, I still like to tinker, but when it comes to like printing, I just want to be able to put filament in it and print. So
Yeah,
it
yes,
just makes it more convenient.
yes.
Now with all the printers that you go through, do you have a go-to print test? Do you do a benchy, or do you do something of your own, or you just kind of do whatever
I have
model
very
comes to mind?
standardized testing, so I'm using the same test objects, and with this, the results are comparable with each other.
There you go. So you always have that kind of
So
same base.
yes, and with this actually, for example, we can even compare the results, which I did, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. Of course, it's different printer. Now I try to print everything on Bamboo Lab or something like that, but earlier it was Prusa or Endless 3v2. So now I have different printers, but I still have the same test objects, and more or less the results are comparable with each other.
Awesome. Then, other than the test objects, is there something like what do you print mostly nowadays?
I have different projects on my workplace. I work on food engineering department, and actually we do some kind of research where can we use the 3D printers in food industry.
Awesome.
And I
Anything
have
you're able to talk about is like just like kind of machine stuff, or just piece and parts, or testing, or I don't know what
depends.
you can get into.
Depends. We are building some machines actually, which
Right.
will be used in food industry. Uh, then, for example, I have a PhD student who is doing research currently, very interesting research. To see what will happen. Can we clean the filaments or printed objects in a dishwashing machine, for example?
Okay, kind of how it breaks down and how it's affected.
More or less, very good results so far, but the problem is bigger temperatures. So, unfortunately, PLA cannot survive
Yeah.
these temperatures. There are some special PLAs I even tested on the channel, but PTG, some PTG deforms, some not. Very interesting. Depend, of course, of the temperature in the dishwashing machine. Also, we checked the mechanical specifications after dishwashing, and something I want to investigate a little bit better because we noticed that the PTG, even if it's not high temperature, survives better dishwashing compared to the PLA. PLA became very brittle, very it lost the layer
Yeah.
adhesion, for example, and PETG it looks like it's much better for the applications which have contact with the water. But I'm not sure about this yet. This will be investigated a little bit deeper.
Now, with that testing, do you know, are they doing where like food has been contacted to it and then see how it cleans out between the layers, or is this more of just how it holds up total completely?
No, I have my test objects, actually I have different. I have the test objects which are solid inside because the 4 by 4 millimeters is the cross section area. Because with this we can calculate the stress, force divided by area, because sometimes when we write some scientific article, they require this kind of units, megapascals or newton per square millimeters.
Yep.
But I also like to do testing with the 2 walls 20% infill, which is more realistic. But with this, we cannot calculate the stress because we don't know exactly what is the cross-section area.
Okay, makes sense. Now, with all that printing that you do, I know you said you pretty much like the bamboos. Is your go-to printer now a bamboo, or is it kind of just whichever one's available at the time?
No, I try to be constant here. So earlier it was always the Prusa, because then the data is more comparable with each other. And now it is mostly bamboo. I have behind this KDX Max 3 is the bamboo X on carbon, and behind it is P1P with AMS. And if it is printable on P1P, then I'm printing there. But if not, for example, it cannot go into AMS or it requires hardened steel nozzle, then with the X on carbon.
Now, of course, you do a lot of that the in-depth testing type, more engineering type printing. Do you ever do Christmas coming up? Do you do gifts or any fun stuff that you play around with, or just
Well,
mostly
I have three
functional?
daughters and a wife, and more and more I'm printing some toys or decoration or something like that. But if I would live alone and I do mostly functional things.
Functional stuff, yeah. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think just recently you had released a video where you're doing, you asked several YouTubers about their favorite functional prints.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I asked almost 100 YouTubers. I got a replay from, I don't know, 13 or 14. Yes, and also I prepared, so I'm not sure how many views you have now. I already mentioned that I want to have the second part of it, but this time from the community. So I'm waiting anybody to record some 30-second, half-minute video and can send it to me, and it will be included to present functional parts by community. And also, I think I can mention that Polymaker offered $200 coupons, which will be drawn uh, from
Randomly
the
from those
community
that are
who upload
using
the
the
video.
video. Yep. And then now, what's the best way for them to submit their entry?
Everything is explained in description of the video where those YouTubers present
Yep.
their functional part.
Let me link it real quick here, and that way then people can know where to go. You said you try to keep it around. Oh, I lost him. Hold on here. Why did that go off? There we go.
I can hear you. I can see you.
Yep, there we go. Now it blacked out on the screen for some reason when I clicked off. But let me. You said it was in the description of your video with the last release, correct?
That's not the last one. I think since that I have
Wow, yeah,
new
like 9
videos.
days ago, I think.
But if you search for functional 3D printing by YouTubers or something like that, then you will find one of my last videos, but not the last.
There we go. I'm gonna link that video. And you guys can also watch the video. Support Igor here and get an idea how the videos were. If people submitting just their most favorite functional print, and then it might be featured on his next video. And do you have like an ETA? When are you planning on putting that together?
Yes, and the deadline is December 15, I think, but it's also described in that description of that video.
All right. There you go. Everything, yeah. Okay, now I see it there. Yep, deadline is 12/15/2024. So, yeah, there is all the information there. And then, yeah, you guys read that there. And like I said, submit. Is there a certain amount that you're looking for? Are you going to cap it out a certain amount, or just depends on the submissions?
Depends. So far, I got only 3 or 4 videos.
There's probably at least 70 viewers here, so I'm sure there's a lot of you all out there that have a favorite
Yes,
functional
you
print.
can have very big chance to win, because I don't know if there will be, I don't know, 10, 20 videos there. There will be $200 vouchers. So quite big chance for the win.
For just a simple 30-second video. So
Yeah.
So now with because you said for your work now, are you still teaching?
Yes, that's my primary job.
Okay.
YouTubing is still my hobby in my free time.
And how long have you been on YouTube?
5 years.
All right, so did you do it kind of join in once you started 3D printing, or what kind of sparked you into getting into YouTube?
Well, I don't know. I had earlier channel on YouTube, but it's more about my previous hobby actually, which was open water swimming. It's still active. The channel's swimming lifestyle is the name of the channel, but that's just a hobby, just my memories of my traveling and similar. And when I started with printing, then I presented some parts to my friends, and they would like to see the video. And then I get the idea, but then I could start the YouTube channel, and they can watch the videos, and slowly it grows up into
Oh
this.
yeah, and now you do, so you don't just stop at the 3D printing, especially on the DIY stuff. Like you do Arduino coding, you do a whole lot of DIY stuff, correct?
Yes, actually, I still do quite a lot of Arduino coding because it is a very useful tool. I'm a mechanical engineer, and always on my previous workplace, if we needed some help with the electronics, then we needed help of our colleagues. But with Arduino, with just minimal programming, we can do a lot of things. So we can drive stepper motors, servo motors, and read the sensor values. It is very useful for me. Only I noticed that at least on my channel, it is not too popular, so that's why I have only few videos there.
Yeah.
But I'm very active with Arduinos, but I don't create video about them.
And on your videos, do you enjoy more the long form content, or I know you have some shorts too? Do you prefer the shorts,
Not
or?
really shorts. I tried few shorts, but and also I noticed if I create a video which is longer than 20 minutes, it looks like it scares the people or something like that. So I try to create between 10 and 20 minutes.
Oh,
That's most comfortable because in that case I can create content, I can explain things, and that's enough.
there you go. You kind of find that sweet spot where, like you said, they're not having to sit too long in front of the computer.
Yeah.
Now, with the functional stuff like the Arduino coding and integrating that into 3D printing, what has been like your latest personal project, if there has been one, that where you've integrated the coding
It's
with
not my
friends?
personal project, but together with my one of my student, we created um, automatic settlement or sedimentation reader. So if you press some suspension, mixing, for example, water and sand or something like that, and it will sediment down. And there is a sensor which moves up and down and reads when it changes the sensitivity of the laser and the sensor, light and the sensor, then it knows where is the limit. Because actually there is some this kind of experiment in real. Only one of students or somebody has to stay there and write down watching where is that sedimentation limit and write down the current state. And it's quite interesting. It's combination
So now
uh,
just trying to make it a
of
little more automated to
printing,
where you don't have to be there.
Arduino printing, and similar. So it was quite interesting project. I would create a video about it, but the Arduino projects are not so popular on my channel for some reason. So I stay with the 3D printing content.
I think a lot of time maybe the coding scares people just because I don't know programming, but I've seen even some of the fun ones. One of the first ones I saw in your videos was the stepper motors, throwing the ball back and forth.
Uh huh.
That
Yeah.
was a fun little one, and I think just something like that, some a smaller project, maybe easier to digest. But yeah, it's getting the right people to be interested in the coding of it all, and
Mhm.
for
Well, I'm
me it can
quite
be overwhelming.
experienced with the coding actually because I have. Well, now it's closing, but I have a software development business here
Okay.
in Budapest. But it's slowly it's closed. But I will like C-based programming, PHP, JavaScript,
Oh. So
databases.
you're kind
Yeah.
of like a jack of all trades then, between teaching, engineering, coding, 3D printing, YouTube. Is there anything that you don't do?
Well, I don't swim anymore, unfortunately. I stopped 2 years, 3 years ago, and I'm missing because the problem is that during the COVID mostly, the
Yeah.
swimming pools were.
Oh, why does this keep closing it out? Oh, we completely lost him. Oh, there we go. He's back. Oh, there we go. Something happened there. Okay, but
Yeah,
you're saying, yeah, so since COVID, of course, all the swimming pools were closed down, and then it cut you out right after that.
yes, they're close. Hello.
Yep, I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, okay.
There.
They are closed half years or something like that. So then I had a bigger break in the trainings, but it was very hard to find again the free time for this.
Yeah, I mean, for the sounds of what you do, there, yeah, there's probably limited free time. Now, has swimming been something that you've done for many years, or just something you took up in the past several years?
Well, earlier I had a very big hobby with air guns and shooting targets.
Okay.
And I was curious actually. I wanted to create a video about to see what material will survive uh, air guns, but I have to be careful because YouTube don't like this kind of
Yeah.
content. So
Yeah, our customer
I
experience
test it.
manager learned that the hard way when his YouTube got completely wiped. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but and now it's not to get too much on that subject. Like air guns, is that like kind of like the airsoft, like with the plastic BBs, or is that the
No,
air
no,
with the with?
air guns. But in Hungary, we have the limitation of 7.5 joules. That's very weak. For
Okay,
example, in UK it is 16 joules. In US, I think you don't even have the limits here.
probably not.
Uh, so here it's basically only for target shooting, but it's too sensitive content for.
Oh yeah. Okay, I don't know what our problem is here. I keep losing them. I'm gonna wait for it to refresh back here. There we go.
I lost the
There we go.
voice for the
Can you
moment.
hear me now? Yeah, I
Yes.
keep like keep dropping from the thing. I don't know if it's a connection signal problem or what, but we're back. And then and I know too here, which I want to ask a few more questions. But for the community, if you guys do have any questions for Igor, make sure to ask. I will try to see. I'll see any other in there.
Every second day at least, I get an email whenever I test fiber and filaments.
Yeah. Hey,
So
you
maybe
learned
you
just
can
recently
answer
of
to
some of
this.
the new ones.
You can answer to this question maybe now.
I can do my best. Yeah, I just want to make sure. Okay, there we go. And there's always a delay. But now, so other than of course the video with the everybody sharing their functional prints, is there any other projects you have that you're working on or that you plan in the near future that people can prep for or watch your channel for?
Who I have several.
A ton of
One
review
of them
printers,
is
right?
I will compare 10 transparent PETG filaments,
Okay.
then 8 black ABS filaments. I have here already 2 PPS filaments.
Okay.
What
Are
else?
any of those fiber on, or is that what I need to send to you too in the bulk?
No, that will be the third one when you will send me.
There we go.
So,
Yep. Got to compare them. Now, are you
yeah.
do you, of course, on the technical side of things, comparing like strength and everything else? Do you compare like color, like which one's the deeper black, which one's more consistent color, transparent, like PG, like the transparency, or is it
About the
not really aesthetic?
PETG transparency, I'm not sure. I want to test this if I can find some solution to measure things because I don't like to be subjective, to see,
Just
oh, this looks
eyeball it.
nicer or something like that. But I like to test things with the numbers, and then
Yep.
if I find some solution, then yes, I would like to test the transparency of the PTG. But about the constancy of the printing, I mean the color or something like that, I cannot really measure it. So I test mostly the mechanical properties.
All right. Definitely
I
stay tuned
ordered
for
some
that.
machines. I got several requests for for TPU filaments to test the rebounds
Oh yeah.
property. I just ordered a machine for this because I got several requests from the Patreon supporters, and basically it was both from their donations. It should arrive next week, and I will reprint all TPU filaments I tested so far, so it will be a big comparison. I
And then
also ordered a tensile testing machine. It should arrive maybe in January. I'm not sure because it's traveling by the train. It's too big for the airplane.
Oh, okay. It's a decent size machine then.
Well, yes, 60, 70 kilograms. I'm not sure, but it's too
Okay.
big for the airplane. But with the train, it's lower. But in that case, I'm not sure why. But the customs and the tax fees are already paid by the company. I'm not sure why, but this is the
Oh, just how the rail works, I
situation.
guess. So they can absorb that cost. So you have to wait a little bit longer, but save some money. Which I was gonna ask, yeah, somebody mentioned too. So like maybe with the transparency of the PET G, I know it's not 100% accurate, but have you heard of the TD1 by Ajax 3D? Little filament measurement tool. Which actually here I got one. I don't know if the green screen will block it out, but one of these little boxes. Oh, you can't see it. Never mind. You can't see my screen, but there's a
I'm
TD1.
watching.
It's a
Yes, I'm
okay.
watching the YouTube, but it has a
It's
quite big
delayed.
delay.
Yeah. So what it is, just it's a filament testing sensor. It measures transparent or transmissive distance, I think, or density. It's basically the transparency of the
Now I
filament.
can see the box.
Yep, gives you a
The
TD
delay.
value of the filament. So might be something. I think they.
Maybe I will use the Arduino. I mean, I just something similar we use here to measure the sedimentation, which I explained, because I just have a light on one side and I have the sensor on the other side,
Uh,
and I have to place these objects between, and then I can measure what is the intensity of the light on the other side.
all right. And then let's see, which we do have a couple community questions. Nick 3DP is asking, have you got a cocoa press for research? So the chocolate printer.
No, uh, not yet, but actually, I just make a DIY printer. I modified the NS3V2 to print some chocolate, but it's not too good because I have the extruder with some spiral in it, so it's not a piston which push the chocolate.
Okay, more of like
This
an
means that
auger.
I need a very accurate viscosity, because if it is too dense, it will not be pushed. If it is too big viscosity, then it will not solidify when it goes out on the nozzle. So I have to modify it. We have some successful printings, but mostly in 2 dimensions, or maybe 2 or 3 layers on each other.
Okay, just not the stacking. Getting the like you said
Yes, but
consistency and
just for
cooling
playing,
down.
because actually, on food engineering department, we want to search a little bit to see which kind of ingredients we can add to the chocolate, so it is more printable. But first, I need the chocolate CD printer, and then we can play with the ingredients.
There you go. Get that base system working first, and then toy with it.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead, and we're getting close to time here, so I'm gonna always end it with some rapid fire questions. And first, we always ask is, what is your favorite filament, whether it be a color or surface finish, just your go-to filament.
Well, I will like polycarbonates, but reinforced with carbon fibers. I also experienced that we don't need too many carbon fibers, because it will make the layer attention weaker. It just needs to improve the printability to have less warping. I will like the PCABS by Polymaker, but it is hard for printing. And actually, the only printer I had a success is the KDX Max 3 with the actively heated chamber. I couldn't print it on passive heating printers. And very interesting that I noticed that in that video, functional 3D printing, many YouTubers mentioned PETG. So many others are using PETG. And also I noticed some carbon fiber PETGs. I think that was my last video, with incredible strength in the layer adhesion. I tried the printing on 290 degrees Celsius, but it's not worth. So 270, 260 Celsius is fine. And I'm very curious about the fiber on carbon fiber PETG, what will be its layer adhesion and about its properties. I didn't even know about that filament. Only today I got the email.
Yeah.
Yes. So when will I test that filament? Well,
We'll
I
be able
hope
to
so.
get you some to test with. Second question we always ask is, what print are you most proud of?
What print? That print which fixed expensive machines. And actually, I presented one. It was relatively simple printing, but we have a lot of member filtration machines on our department. And the one which I presented in that video actually don't have spare parts anymore. And we couldn't use it. And actually, with 3D printing, I could fix simple thing, but it's functional now. So I like those printings which fix machines,
There's
which
some-
would be throw out
and
otherwise.
sometimes with some of the most simple prints are, super useful. So it's crazy.
Yes, this was not so simple because it has to withstand the 3 bars water pressure. So I had to play with the settings a little bit, but it's fine. It's not
But in the end, it
impossible.
worked. Yep. Now this kind of goes back to your video we were talking about earlier, about functional prints. What has been your most useful functional print?
Phew, I really like. I'm not sure. Is it here now? Just a second. With this, because I have a contract with the National Gallery. Of course, I don't use the GoPro anymore. This is a panoramic head. This goes on the tripod.
Yep.
And it rotates. There is a spring and the airsoft BB inside, and it
Nice.
clicks every 72 degree. And here it goes the GoPro, and I can create a panoramic pictures, 5 pictures. I can put them together and create a virtual tour. Only I don't use it anymore because I have now more professional camera for this and panoramic head. But this was very useful for me at that
Awesome.
time.
I'm good little print. And then last question. This goes back to with your teaching. What has been either the worst or the funniest interaction you've ever had with a student?
Funniest, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's funniest, but recently I noticed that most of my students don't have 3D printers. Of course, they are very rare in Hungary, and I noticed they like 3D printed gifts. So those printings, which I do in my videos, dice, benches, whatever, actually I give to my students, and they just grab. Usually I place these objects in the first row, in the first line, and usually the best students, they are in the back lines. And now everybody wants to be in the first line because they like these gifts.
Gives them a little incentive.
Yes, these 3D printed gifts, and those who don't have a 3D printer, they really appreciate the 3D printed parts, whatever it is, just a benchy or dice or something like that. So
Yeah, just any type of
I like these kind of
creation.
things. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, especially
This will be
anytime they
also a
can bring a smile
giveaway.
to their face.
This is from TPU, printed on AMS.
Nice cell phone case. Yeah.
I'm not sure if students will appreciate my tech fun.
Hey, at least it gets them to the page, and if they don't like it, then they don't have to watch. But get your branding out there. Nothing wrong with that. But I think that's it. I know I was going to try to get you out of here a little bit earlier. He has stayed up super late for us, so I greatly appreciate that. But before I do let you go, where can people find you, follow you, your socials? I give the stage to you to kind of tell them whatever.
Well, I have a Facebook page. I have a Facebook page, but it's not too active. On Patreon, they can follow me on the Patreon too, without paying. So there is a free version of the Patreon too.
Okay.
But mostly I do posts on YouTube. So not only videos, but posts for similar.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much again for staying up so late. It's for those that don't know, it's almost 2 a.m. in your realm of the
Yes.
world. Yeah. So I will let you go so you can get to sleep. But thank you very much for hanging tight with us and staying with us so we can do this live. It is greatly appreciated. And yeah, like I said, everybody submit your videos. So support Igor. Awesome guy. He does great videos. So we'll see you around here, and maybe eventually I'll be over in your neck of the woods for some type of event and we can meet up.
Okay, thank you for inviting me.
Yep, have a good night.
Bye-bye.
And there you have it, another maker in the books. And as I was saying, I wanted to let him go because, like I said, it's very, very late for him. Go check out the link. I want to paste it. I think I have it still copied. Let's see here. Yep, I'm going to paste it one more time in chat. Go check that video out. That's the one that he did with the YouTubers. Just asking everybody kind of what is your favorite functional print. I know all of you out there, you guys have some type of functional print that's sitting nearby, whether it be, a wallet, a TD1, whatever it might be. what do you use? Submit that video. It's 30 seconds. I think it's 1080p. It's asking for it. So there's no high production value. It has to be in that description of the video I linked is all the details. Submit that. You get a chance. We have two $100 gift cards for Polymaker that we're handing out. So you have a chance to win. Get that in there for 30 seconds of your time. Like I said, it's nothing you have to edit. Just do a one shot clip, and if you make some bloopers or stutter like I just did, roll with it. But other than that, if you have not yet, type in "I am awesome" in the chat now, because we are about to draw for a free spool of filament. And until then, we're going to talk about some things like Polymaker figurines, which is led by Antoine Dimensions, is one of our many projects where we go. Sorry, hiccups. And we go every 2 days. He releases a video of a new Pokemon. Out of the first 151, I think he's got 10 left, maybe 12 left, possibly somewhere around there. So by the end of the year, I think it's going to be all 151 original Pokemon, multicolored, printed, displayed, videoed, fun videos for I think pretty much all year for the most part. So make sure to check him out, Polymaker_figurines. When those videos go live, those models also become available for free on makerworld.com. So check that out. We also have Polymaker Education, led by Creatrix Brit, where she displays the same kind of format where she'll display a model that is printed that helps in education, whether it be helping to learn about certain things, learning motor functions, food, safety, public safety, all sorts of things across the board. A lot of research goes into it, more than I have time for. So go support Brit there. And the same thing happens is when she releases that video, that model becomes available on Maker World under Polymaker_education. So make sure to follow her there. And also we have a weekly show in printing color hosted by Pezliz, and that's at twitch.tv/Pezliz. And she does that every week on Wednesdays, where she'll go through other colors. Right now, of course, I think it's Christmas colors we're preparing for. What are the best Christmas colors and things of that nature. So make sure to catch her if you haven't. She does a lot of other shows too. But other than that, I think that's pretty much all of our projects. One thing I wanted to actually say too, I didn't have in the news, is Polymaker going to have a Black Friday sale? I don't know. Do I work for them? How would I know? But yes, we are. So all of next week, Monday through Monday, we are going to have 30% off site-wide. So make sure if you're waiting for that filament order, you can order it now, but don't tell them I told you. Go Monday. Get you some savings, get yourself some filament, get your family some filament. Definitely stock up. There's I think we got most stuff in stock, but I can't tell you how long it's going to last because the sales usually wipe them out pretty quick. Other than that, maybe something special for the following holiday after Thanksgiving. You got Christmas. Keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll see what's coming there. Never know. Polymaker likes to surprise, but the guys I know, the team has been working nonstop on getting the website as clean, clear, functional as possible. So definitely, there is now Sean has updated the categories a little bit. There's now a hot deals on the top. So just like I said, go check out the site. It's not super revamped, but it's a little more organized. We have some hot deals where we're discounting all the old spools that are still Polymaker branded, because we do have the Panchroma branded ones coming in now. None of those are new formulas right now, people. So just Panchroma regular is the only thing that's new. Everything else is the same, just under the Panchroma family or Fibron family, depending what material you're looking for. So that is all the information for that. We're going to do a giveaway. It's 8 o'clock and we're almost done here. Look at that. We're doing something special. Let me maximize my screen here. But right now, real quick, type in "I am awesome" in chat, and that'll give you a chance to win a spool of filament from Polymaker. We do this every show. Some special show coming up. When we hit 52, the stuff we can give away, the stuff that I can give away is unlimited. You think Loyal Moses can give away stuff? Well, just you wait. But really, thank you for all your support. We are going to raid out to Pezliz herself. She's actually doing a late night Thursday stream. So I'm going to do this giveaway. Let me go ahead and draw. And now, so winner, chicken dinner. Who might it be? Why, I type in this and get actual ready. This forces me to stop rambling so much. We are going to raid out to Pezliz. The Shrimp Father 13. That is a new name. So thanks for coming and watching the show. You might have been in here prior. I don't do a whole lot of watching the chat if you guys haven't known that. So I apologize if you've said something I didn't say anything. I think I did see earlier too. I think a raid. I can scroll up real quick. Free Heathen. He's probably not here now, but make sure to tell him that, Joel said thank you very much for the raid. But when I'm in my zone, I don't see the chat so often. So apologize. But the Shrimp Father, contact me at joel.finn@polymaker.com, just like Builder's Mark posted there, or Polymaker Joel on our Discord at discord.polymaker.com. And we are here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Next week is the holiday, but I'm sticking to the non-stop shows for 52 weeks in a row. If you are bored, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, you just want to click that and show some support. I'll still be giving away some filament. Maybe we'll do something special for Thanksgiving, but there will be a show. We'll see what I can do on that day. It may be pre-recorded. We'll see. But thank you all for coming. Again, thank you for the support. We'll be here every week on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So until then, you guys have a good night, a good weekend, and a good week. And tell Pezles we said hello and much love from Polymaker. Ooh, I gotta go outro.